What is going on YouTube? It is your boy, and we are about to do a Nintendo Switch Direct reaction. Now this is gonna be crazy because I have not watched a single video on this yet today. I've been, your boy's been busy. When your boy's busy, I'm busy. What can I say? Now, we're gonna go ahead and obviously talk about some things, but before we do, let's just finish setting up a small bit of this up. And it's going to be really interesting actually because I've been waiting to do this live stream all day. I'm not even joking. I've been waiting to do this live stream all day. And I'm talking about all day for you guys. Because, like, you gotta understand. It has been like 7 to 8 hours since I posted my video saying last minute predictions for the Nintendo Switch 1's Direct. And that's what I still think this is about. It's just the Nintendo Switch 1. As far as I know. Because, I haven't watched any videos or anything like that. But, it's definitely been a crazy. It's been crazy. So, I will say this is that this is about to be crazy. So I was just making sure that I was live there in case it looks weird from the mouse going on like this and this. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop, y'all. Alright. Okay. Not liking this because it's not letting me do that stuff. Hold up. Shouldn't take any longer. There you go. Almost messed up my stuff. Can't be doing that. Cannot be doing that. So before we go ahead and continue with this live stream, let me just do one quick thing and your boy will be right back. So I'm just gonna do this. All right, guys. So that was the quickest I've done something like that. Just gonna zoom that back in so you don't see the background. Yeah, I ain't see nothing, y'all. Yeah, I ain't see nothing. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start the reaction to the Nintendo Switch's Direct. Now, this is actually going to be extremely awesome because why not go ahead and start the Direct, Why not go ahead and start the Direct? We definitely need to start this off, and we need to go ahead and start the reaction. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start watching it. I can't wait to see what's going on. You get to see the full on reaction of me watching this for the very first time out here. So It's definitely gonna be really interesting, and I want to know what they are going to be talking about. They also made like small little videos talking about the direct as well, so we're gonna be watching those too. But here we go. You know my rules. We gotta watch it through, then react, talk about what certain features and stuff like that, and but y'all will see my face expression. My facial expression will show it all. So here we go. Playing it right now. This is gonna be interesting because y'all might not be able to see or hear the direct. So hold on, let me see something really quickly. I want to make sure y'all are able to see this or like hear this, not see it but hear it. Because I'm not sure if y'all are able to hear this. So we're gonna do something. I had like headphones plugged in. We're gonna unplug those because I feel like that could be a reason why y'all might not be able to hear it. So how to unplug the headphones? Headphones no longer in the way. No longer in the way. We got this. All right, let's go ahead. Hear the reaction. Let's do it. And before we actually do it, let me there we go. All right. Let me just do a few things here. See if we can up this. All right, here we go, y'all. We should be fine. Let's do it. Also, y'all, I got me some water here. Always stay hydrated because Toucan do it. I know it's not really good. It's really not really that good of a joke. But I can definitely say your dino might. There's another water bottle that says that. All right, I'm done with the jokes, y'all. I'm done with the jokes. Let's go. Let's continue.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi,
and I'll be your guide for
I'm
today's
glad they
Nintendo
brought that
Direct.
back.
Today, we'll be providing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games. We'll also have a Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd, so please tune in for that as well.
Where did the mouse just go? Okay, hold up. For one, we will be also reacting to that Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. That's kind of what I was trying to say. And I have my predictions on it in terms of it actually happening. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about that when it happens. But I don't know what's going on because like you cannot see the mouse, but you can see like the little things popping up. Okay, it's fine though. However, with the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that's gonna be happening, I definitely have a few like obviously my theories and stuff like that on it. Mostly about the Mario Kart 9, since that's the first thing we have actually seen. However, what do I think might actually be part of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is what I'm mostly going to be talking about when that time pops up. But let's continue.
What you just saw was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake from Square Enix.
Wait until after this. I can't find some more.
Another character appeared at the end. What kind of adventure awaits? We hope you're excited for more information in the future. Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
Escape from dire straits.
2 minutes until oxygen zero. Help me. Please help me, Daddy!
The latest entry in the I, the Somnium Files series is stirring. You are Kaname Date, a special agent with a sophisticated AI called Aiba embedded in his left eye. Your mission is to track down Iris, an internet idol who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game.
Hold on, this has really sounds
Enough interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts. Dive into a subject's dreams to reveal clues hidden deep within their psyche. And solve mind-bending puzzles in an explorable environment. Everything you learn will bring you one step closer to the truth. Uncover what's hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris. No Sleep for Kaname Date from I, the Somnium Files, launches on the Nintendo Switch system July 25th. Unleash the supernatural. A classic Atlas action RPG returns with remastered HD graphics and enhanced gameplay. Set in the capital city in the year Taisho 20, Raido Kuzunoha makes his living as an apprentice detective. But, unbeknownst to others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner. To protect the capital, Raido must investigate a series of supernatural cases. Fight in real-time battles alongside demons you summon. Work with your demons to strike an enemy's weak point, then follow up with a powerful attack. Cooperation is the key to victory. You can even turn opposing demons into allies. Demons can also be useful outside of battle. And their powers are helpful in finding solutions during investigations. Guide Raido through a series of strange incidents. As he uncovers a conspiracy that will shake the capital to its core. Raido Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, launches on Nintendo Switch June 19th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Consume darkness.
I mean, that comes out a long time, but like the pre-orders is crazy.
With your memories gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world. Where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck. But who is this spherical stranger? Moored in a mysterious, maze-like world, your battle for survival begins. As Puck guides you on your journey, you'll delve deeper into the expansive world. by examining your surroundings. You can phase shift and combine with Puck to explore areas you couldn't reach before. But tread lightly. The creatures inhabiting this world will prove hostile. When facing imposing enemies, you and Puck can temporarily fuse into the Gaia form to unleash powerful attacks. By consuming your prey, you'll collect resources that can then be used to enhance your abilities. Work to uncover Puck's true goal and devour enemies to survive this cruel world. Experience a dark twist on the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th.
Did it just say Pac-Man? Okay, also coming out this year.
The rhythmic march begins. Remasters of Patapon and Patapon 2 are drumming onto Nintendo Switch as one bundle. Play your drum to the beat and give different commands to the Patapon army. For example, Pata 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 Pawn advances them forward, while Pawn Pawn Pata Pawn has them attack. And if you string together combos with good timing, the Patapons enter fever mode and get a big boost in power. From the horse-riding Kiba Pawn to the shield-savvy Tate Pawn, build up your battalion to take on hordes of fierce foes. Plus, new features have been added, so you can advance to the beat of your own drum. Leave the Patapons and march forth when Patapon 1+2 Replay launches on Nintendo Switch July 11th.
Interesting, actually. That's interesting. There's a couple things to say about that.
Welcome to Zephyr Town,
I'm not gonna say
a
that.
cozy place nestled in a windswept valley. This is where your new life begins.
There's a few things I wanna say
First
about
cropping up on the Nintendo DS system, this immersive farming and life sim has no shortage of activities to get up to.
You must be the new farmer!
Tend to your farm while growing crops and caring for animals. Then sell your produce and other wares at the town's weekly bazaar. As bazaar sales grow, you'll help the once famous market regain its former splendor.
Inspiring, honestly.
You can also get to know the locals
I'd like to spend more time with you.
and maybe nurture a relationship if you find that special someone. Plus, taking advantage of Zephyr Town's windy conditions can make travel and other tasks a breeze. The winds of change are coming, and your new life on the farm begins when Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar launches on the Nintendo Switch system August 27th.
I can't wait
Please
till
look
that comes out.
forward to the latest entry in the Story of Seasons series. Next, please take a look at this.
This is the unknown planet Vuros.
Just
Here, Samus finds a verdant jungle with a colossal tree in its center. In order to survive and escape this planet that she was unexpectedly transported to, Samus must scan stone figures and other relics to carve a path forward. alone, though. Abhorrent, alien creatures living in the jungle are waiting to strike. As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers. Psychic abilities. These powers allow Samus to operate mechanisms and open doors. They also allow her to control the trajectory of her beams with the power of her mind. But why were these powers bestowed upon Samus? And what will be her fate after being summoned to Vuros? The threads intertwining beyond space and time are beginning to weave a new tale.
It's coming this year. Okay.
It looks like even more challenges await Samus. We hope you're looking forward to exploring with Samus's new psychic abilities. Okay, let's move on to some more headlines.
Ready to stir up some mischief?
This is gotta be interesting.
Once upon a time, there was a drab coffee shop that transformed into a magical potion cafe. As the newest potionista of the Cursed Cafe, you'll craft concoctions for Disney villains and get to know them in a new light. Mix ingredients to brew all sorts of strange elixirs. Then serve them to your villainous visitors, including Ursula and Gaston. With help from Yzma, you can upgrade your ingredients to produce some wildly wicked creations. The potions you make can influence each customer's storylines,
Okay.
leading to different outcomes every time you play. Who knows what mischief might happen? Disney Villains Cursed Cafe launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
That's actually crazy.
Summon a spellbinding adventure. Welcome to Witchbrook College, where students strive to master the magical arts. During class, use magic circles to perform rituals, fly on brooms, and learn advanced techniques to go from witch in training to skilled spellcaster. There's also plenty to do outside of class. Hang out with friends at their homes. Take on various jobs to help pay for tuition. Or use the spells you've learned to craft and sell original items. Plus, up to 4 players can make magic together in online co-op. Explore this whimsical world on the road to graduation and beyond. Are you ready for a spellbinding journey? Enrollment begins when Witchbrook flies onto Nintendo Switch this holiday.
This Christmas or something?
Action, adventure, and arcade games await. Set off on a fantastical mission to eliminate a mysterious deity. In this hand-drawn platforming adventure, you'll explore an expansive archipelago where nightmares and wonder collide. Upgrade your trusty cane with magical parts. Then use its abilities to find your own path through the enchanting world. Can you uncover the secrets the archipelago holds? Find out when the Eternal Life of Goldman launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Once again,
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Gradius with a collection of arcade shoot-'em-up games from across the series. Titles include Gradius, Salamander, Light Force, Gradius 2, Gradius 3, and Salamander 2. Some titles come with multiple versions, including ones from different regions and launch years. Plus, take the helm in a brand new entry, Salamander 3. Gradius Origins launches on the Nintendo Switch system August 7th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Okay.
Battle to the beat in Rift of the Necro Dancer. Press the corresponding buttons in each lane to fight monsters in rhythm-based combat. Keep the cadence going with epic boss battles, quirky minigames, remix stages, and global leaderboards. Plus, more musical mayhem awaits in the Celeste Music Pack paid DLC. And be on the lookout for more DLC in the future. Rift of the Necro Dancer launches on Nintendo Switch later today. Let's see what's in store. Welcome to Tamagotchi Plaza, a brand new entry in the Tamagotchi Connection series. There are stores galore. Design glasses at the eyewear shop. Polish pearly whites solo or with a friend at the dentist. And arrange plates at the afternoon tea shop. 12 wonderful stores need your help. Provide good customer service to get high ratings and upgrade each shop. In doing so, you'll get to meet more Tamagotchi, making the town livelier than before. With over 100 new and classic Tamagotchi, business is sure to be booming. Get ready to set up shop when Tamagotchi Plaza launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th.
Interesting.
Welcome to Pokemon Legends ZA, a new title in the Pokemon series. You'll begin your adventure by choosing one of 3 partner Pokemon. The setting is this metropolis that also appeared in the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y games, Lumio City. To make it easier for people and Pokemon to coexist, a company named Quasartico Inc. is carrying out an urban redevelopment plan. Here, we'll get a glimpse into the lives of the Pokemon and people of Lumio City. Scattered all over town are wild zones. These areas are special environments where wild Pokemon can live comfortably, even within the city. You can catch Pokemon here. But they might be hostile. If you sense trouble, get to safety. There are Pokemon that live outside wild zones too. Some of them can even be found on rooftops.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
People and Pokemon live easygoing lives in Lumio City. But when night falls, the city's aura transforms. Highly skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament, the ZA Royale.
Okay.
Trainers await in battle zones. If you're spotted, they'll challenge you to battle. Strike first before being seen, and you'll land a surprise attack. During battles, using a super effective move at the right moment is key. And with Mega Evolution, some Pokemon can power up even more.
That's crazy.
You'll start at rank Z and work your way up to rank A. Trainers who reach the top are said to have a wish granted.
That's gonna be fun.
Day and night are two sides to Lumio City. It seems there are even more secrets waiting to be uncovered. What will you find on your adventure? Pokémon Legends ZA launches on Nintendo Switch later this year.
Does say late 2025, yeah.
In Lumio City, where the game is set, the aura transforms between day and night. It seems there are even more secrets to uncover. Please be on the lookout for more information in the future. Next, please take a look at this.
Hello there. Boop. The game you're about to see boop, doesn't have a big, epic story. Boop. But what it does have is lots of funny little rhythm games. Boop. You wanna see? Boop. Just press the button to jump through the ring. Boop. It sounds easy. But the timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm.
That's
In this game, you might do almost anything, but you'll need to do it in rhythm. With practice, you might even be able to play it with your eyes closed.
Get into the rhythm with a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series, Rhythm Heaven Groove.
interesting. Interesting. That comes out next year, though.
That was Rhythm Heaven Groove, a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series. It includes lots of music produced by renowned Japanese musician Tsunku. What kinds of rhythms do you think you'll hear? Well, we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, we have news about the use of digital games on your system. Please take a look.
Okay, let's see.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system, and a Legend of Zelda game in this one, freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want. But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards? Well, here's what we came up with.
Wait, what? Nah, I gotta see this.
Introducing the Virtual Game Card. In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games.
Interesting.
When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title. Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
That's crazy. I gotta test that out. I got my Switch right here. We gotta test that out.
If you have two Nintendo Switch systems, you can eject a virtual game card from one and load it onto the second.
That's crazy. Nah, there's no.
Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want, just as if you had inserted a physical game card.
That's crazy.
With virtual game cards, you can freely load and arrange which games you play on up to 2 systems. Local communication with your second system is required, but only the first time.
I got a theory about this. Just wait. I got something to say about this. Just wait.
You can also lend out virtual game cards to your Nintendo account family group members. Connect to your family group member system via local wireless when you want to lend a game. Choose the title you're lending and who you're lending it to. And you're done. They can now play on their own system. You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you. Making digital games even easier to use. Virtual Game Card.
I got something to say about that. Just wait.
The virtual game card feature lets you swap games between Nintendo Switch systems as well as to Nintendo Switch 2 systems. This feature...
Okay, hold up. I didn't even have to say the theory, but I'm gonna still say it anyway, so y'all know exactly what I was talking about.
is planned to be added via a system update in late April. Let's take a look at more Nintendo Switch games.
Uncover history once more. An HD remaster of Saga Frontier 2 is venturing onto Nintendo Switch. Meet Gustav, the Royal Heir, and Will the Explorer. Two heroes whose fates and legacies will intertwine across generations in this epic RPG. Experience the original story, along with brand new events that expand the vibrant world of Sondale. Plus, team up with more characters in battle. And transfer stats to allies through the parameter inheritance system. After finishing the main story, you can test your mettle and might against even more powerful bosses. What histories will you uncover through the ages? Saga Frontier 2 Remastered launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Monumental adventures await. Embark on peaceful journeys across this series of beautiful puzzle games. Wander through isometric worlds filled with stunning landscapes to manipulate, optical illusions to discover, and mystifying secrets to unfold. In Monument Valley, lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness while outsmarting the enigmatic Crow people. A different journey awaits in Monument Valley 2. Guide Ro in her adventure through motherhood as she and her child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry. Both games contain all their additional chapters, add-ons, and DLC. The first two Monument Valley games launch on Nintendo Switch April 15th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. And help Noor on her journey to restore the world's light in Monument Valley 3, setting sail on Nintendo Switch this summer. A brand new entry in the Everybody's Golf series is driving onto Nintendo Switch. Aim, time your button press just right, and take your shot.
Nice shot.
Perform backspins, side spins, and other special shots. In the single-player challenge mode, compete in tournaments and face off against a range of rivals to become the ultimate golfer.
Interesting.
In Wacky Golf, your shots could get pulled into holes, or obstacles might fall. It's golf that's not quite par for the course. Up to 4 golfers can hit the fairway together locally or in online play. So just relax and get ready to tee off. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots lands on Nintendo Switch this year.
Nice.
Unite some of Marvel's greatest superheroes in the fight against evil. Pair up 2 heroes from the roster of 15, including the likes of the spectacular Spider-Man and the ferocious Wolverine to take on the challenge. From close quarters combatants to aerial aces, you can mix and match a variety of heroes for an amazing array of possibilities. And swap between your team of 2 at any time. Take advantage of your team's strengths to overwhelm your foes. Plus, up to 4 players can assemble for local or online co-op play. The battle for the fate of the Marvel Universe begins when Marvel Cosmic Invasion launches on the Nintendo Switch system this holiday.
Nice. Okay.
That was Marvel Cosmic Invasion, where you'll battle as a tag team of different superheroes. Next is our last game announcement. Please take a look.
Now, I might get I'm across the box for this, but it's not.
I'm a bubble. Tornado saw Monkey Monster yesterday.
How refreshing.
Okay, with the break dance. That's kind of funny.
Hiya. Tomodachi Life. Living the dream.
Come on, next year. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Did you want to talk?
Wow, this is so close. That's crazy.
Glad that was only a dream.
Then the boom.
And that was Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, the first new entry in the series in over 10 years. In the trailer, we saw Mii characters living on an island out at sea. What kinds of interactions do you think they'll have? We hope you're looking forward to it.
It looks so amazing to see that.
Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct
That is
so
so
far.
awesome.
Our final announcement is something a little different that's not a game. Here's Mr. Miyamoto to introduce it.
Hello, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct. Since 2011, Nintendo Direct has delivered Nintendo news directly to you. And now, these presentations have grown into an event that many people watch. Thank you all very much. We'll continue to broadcast Nintendo Direct presentations, but we're also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly. This is a smart device app called Nintendo Today. which functions like a daily calendar. In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts of content about Nintendo games and characters every day. After the Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd, news about Nintendo Switch 2 will be delivered to you daily and directly through the Nintendo Today app as well. Nintendo Today will be available to download on smart devices later today. Anyone with a Nintendo account can use the app, so please try it out. That's all I have to share. I hope you enjoy using Nintendo Today.
Okay, YouTube, that is actually crazy. There's a lot of stuff that I do want to talk about, of course, and kind of go over. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the very last thing. Looking at the Mii characters in this game. Like, look at all the different Miis. They look so different in a way. Like, they look more animated than you actually making the Mii characters. Which is actually crazy if you think about it. Then on top of that, it's like, what's going on, you know? Then this right here looks like they're being, or gonna be having the same characters as the characters in what's that game called? In Nintendo Switch Sports. That's what they kind of look like. But like the graphics toned down a bit, if that makes sense. It's kind of just like, it's like, ugh, like it just doesn't make sense or anything like that. It's weird to explain it. Like really weird to explain it. But that is actually really awesome. Now this right here, like the Monument Valley 1, 2, and 3s. Like there's a second one, there was the first one, and then here's like the third one here. Is really amazing, especially because I love, and I'm talking about I love puzzle games. So that definitely like brings a lot to the table. You know, I love puzzle games. It's so much fun to do those and stuff like that. Sorry about that. Okay, which is really cool. And then like these small bit of games like the Sea Overdrive, the Wonder Woo. Well, thank you to everybody who just said God bless you. Joking. Anyway, I like how they have like all these small bits of games here actually being shown. Because, like, some of these are just, like, interesting. And I thought it was going to probably do that for the rest of the whole entire Nintendo Direct, which is actually interesting. Hold on. It's going on messed up. Okay, there we go. Which is interesting. One thing I definitely have a lot more to say about, though, is the virtual game cards. Because I have a couple digital games, right? Like, for example, Nickelodeon All Star Bros 2, or like Minecraft, Nintendo Switch Sports, of course, and just a couple others to name a few: Mario Strikers Battle League, Luigi's Mansion 3, ARMS, you know, those ones like that, and even Nickelodeon, or no. Even Mario Tennis Aces. Those ones like that. And I think Mario Maker 2. No, I have Mario Maker 2, I think, on cartridge already. But that's actually awesome. And then the games you already have on console or cartridge, like for me, is Animal Crossing New Horizons, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Nickelodeon All Star Bros, excuse me, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I love how all of them are getting virtual gaming cards, because that's actually awesome to actually like see and like have on here. As you can see, there's other examples there, like 1-2 Switch, Splatoon 3, which I actually have that, and Splatoon 2 on, well, virtually. Animal Crossing Horizons, which I just said. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's a pretty good one. Now, this Rhythm Heaven Groove game is really interesting. It kind of reminds me of... wait, was it this, or was it a different one that showed up? No, that was this. Rift of... Wait, what is this? Rift of Necrodancer. That kind of reminds me of... what's it called? It's like you play as this one character out of it. I guess like the character is called like boyfriend or something, going against something dad or something like that. I forgot what it's called. It's not Beat Savers, but it's like I can't think of it. Like it's on the tip of my tongue or something like that, but I can't just say it. You might understand or might know what it is. But it's basically like that in a way. And stuff like that. Do you have the Gradius Originals? Which kind of reminds me of arcade games. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, you can just walk into an arcade and see one of these right there, you know? Now, Metroid Prime 4. I'm not going to lie. I was definitely predicting that. I'm more so hoping that this was going to be a Nintendo Switch 2's game. But I wasn't expecting it to be shown as early as it did in the Direct. I thought it was going to be more so at the end of the Direct. Like, we did see a few games that mostly said was coming next year. Like, and I'm pretty sure the Nintendo Switch 2 is probably coming out next year. I mean, we're getting more, or late 2025. So basically around some of the games that will be released. But the fact that we're getting a good handful of games on the Nintendo Switch that we had, that's already out, you know, the Nintendo Switch 1, is really, really surprising actually. Especially because we'll be getting a system update pretty soon, which will end up having the virtual, you know, the virtual cartridges, like game cards, cartridges, stuff like that. Which if you don't have, like, let's say you have 2 Nintendo Switches, right? But one game is, or one Switch is your mom's little sisters or brothers or big sisters, cousin, whatever. And you want to borrow a game from them, they can do that while they're in the same room or like same house, same area as you. And within like 7 weeks, it will literally return right back to them. It's amazing. Like without you even having a cartridge, you could just, hey, can I borrow this game from you real quick? Be like, yeah, let's do it virtually. Okay. Sounds like a good idea. Sounds like a good plan. And then from there, it's like, wow, that's amazing. That's just crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. Well, yeah, they just did it in the no system update. You know, like you could do something like that. That's actually crazy. But Metroid Prime 4, I'm so excited that it's coming out on this Switch because I want to get every Metroid game that's on the Switch. Every game that has Samus in it on the Switch. Because I've been seeing people play those games and it just looks absolutely amazing just to play. Like that one with like her having new abilities, because like when it showed up I was like, wait a minute, I know she ain't had no abilities, but there was new features to Metroid Prime 4 and that is amazing. I love how that is like that actually. Now this Story of Season game right here is giving me a mixture between like 2 different games. It's giving me like Stardew Valley, if you know what that is, where it's like a peaceful game where you're growing crops, stuff like that. But you're also selling them, which kind of reminds me of like a Animal Crossing in a way, since you're coming in like kind of saving the day in a way, saving the town. Mostly Animal Crossing New Leaf, where you become a mayor and you are running a town, having it get done and kind of grow into a spot, stuff like that. But it also kind of remind me of Animal Crossing New Horizons, where you are basically the big part of the town. You know, like the new island life. You're helping build it up from the ground up, and you can kind of continue that by decorating your islands however you want, and like customizing it. Continue to doing that, talking to all your villagers, interacting with them, having a daily routine on that game, which I will definitely have that soon. Stuff like that. I will show y'all my island when it's fully completed and stuff like that, which is mostly gonna happen in the future, since some of the games like the Luigi Mansion 3, when I did my first actual gameplay of that, which ended up in an hour, I actually had my Switch on the floor while recording it off of my phone. And however, even though that was a good like way to record it, it wasn't so much a good thing because like my Switch was like slowly burning up, and I'm kind of glad nothing like bad happened to it. Like, glad it didn't overheat or anything throughout that whole thing, which is, or I would have continued the series if it did not do that. However, there is a way I can like probably kind of do that, but you kind of seen it on live streams, or older live streams. It just was terrible, just absolutely terrible, and I don't want to do that again, or don't want to kind of go back to that again. So the Luigi Mansion series that I was planning on like finishing before it got too late or like too much of a span is gonna have to wait until like the future, and I really don't want that to happen. But some of these games here and a couple games that are already out, I want to play with you guys, but I can't until a little bit later on when my full-on setup is completed and stuff like that. But I do love how like there's turnips here. It looks like there's pumpkins, some type of pastry, like there's or like meals there, some cherries, some rocks, and it looks like you can sell a whole bunch of stuff here, which is amazing. Like to go ahead and do that. I just love the fact that that is that. I do love how the fact that you can interact with people, and the little heart bar fills up there, and like this right here.
You must be the new.
We're gonna rewatch this for just like a little bit, but I love how it also says Grand Bazaar.
At first cropping up on the...
You can customize your character, but look at the way its face is. It reminds me of the characters that replaced the Mii's in the Nintendo Switch Sports. However, I do love how there's more hair color selections. I think you can customize your eyes more, stuff like that.
Nintendo DS system. This immersion.
But they kind of look like Pokemon characters as well. Like, when you're customizing your character to look like you or closer to you, or just however you want your character to look, it kind of looks like that as well.
Farming and Life Sim has no shortage of activities to get up to.
You must be the new.
I love how it says, "Hello, you must be this person," but the way his dialogue is like, "Hey, you must be the new farmer. Like, you're here to help us out. You should give us some more food," and like stuff like that, which is really awesome.
Tend to your farm while growing crops and caring for animals.
It's really interesting.
Then sell your produce.
Because you can basically get stuff from animals. Like, look at the turnips there, pumpkins, boom, like that. You got some cheese. Looks like some asparagus maybe, or some type of green vegetable there. I don't know because sometimes it might be different, but in terms of the name in the game. But it looks like asparagus there, some strawberries right here, some milk, cherries, maybe onions, some more cheese, some type of cheese there, some like type of rocks, stones, gems, all these different things here. And you're telling me like you can sell them, you can like keep them, I guess, eat them, stuff like that. Maybe you might be able to eat them. I'm not truly sure though, but that looks pretty cool. This right here, however, the Patapon 1 and 2 games is interesting. Like, really interesting, because I was not expecting a game like this to actually like be made or even like exist or anything. It seems like one of those games where it's mostly on like timing, patterns, music, stuff like that, which is really awesome actually. Do you got this Shadow Labyrinth kind of a game, and I heard like Pac-Man out of it for like the little yellow guy here. Like, let me just go back here.
Consume darkness. With your memories gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world, where you're greeted by a yellow orb.
Which I was gonna say, this kind of looks like Pac-Man. It reminds me of Pac-Man, the way it's like moving and stuff like that. Kind of like the classic arcade games, not the one with the little eyes that you can see, but the other version, like where's
Miss Puck.
But like later on, it said Pac-Man, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't have to say anything, because I was gonna say that it looked like Pac-Man, the way it moves, and especially like with certain parts, where it's able to like help you out with certain things.
Whiz, this spherical strange.
Like, it's just like, wow, it's actually crazy.
Journey, you'll delve
I thought his name is Puck. It's kind of
deeper into the expansive world. By examining your surroundings, you can phase shift and combine with Puck to explore areas you couldn't reach before.
And you can even hear the Pac-Man noises coming from that part right there, which is why I was like, okay, yeah, this definitely gotta be like Pac-Man or something. It's just no way. It's just like, there's just like no way out of it. The Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2 remake, though, that's gonna be fun to play. I've seen a couple gameplays on that, and it's just like, wow, that's amazing, that's awesome, things like that. I love how they made this game for Disney lovers, called Disney Villains Curse Cafe, where you're basically making different potions and stuff for them to either try on yourself or to to use for evil reasons. Outside of that, which is really interesting. Now, this right here gave me Harry Potter vibes, because you're learning how to be a witch, basically. It's called Witchbrook, of course. But you're able to do other things, too, which is interesting. Like, make your own creations using your spells and selling them here. Or being able to, like, use them on your own. Stuff like that. Use your spells to solve puzzles, different things like that, which is really awesome. Really interesting there, because it's just like, wow, that's so interesting. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Tamagotchi Plaza. And this is a specific character I want to talk about.
Let's see what's in store.
And that is this one right here where the mouse is on. If I'm not mistaken, this guy right here was actually in an arcade Mario Kart game. But the fact that Tamagotchi is coming back, it would make sense for them to bring it into Mario Kart 9 maybe as a character returning. Even though he was in the arcade games, and the arcade games didn't really count as mainline Mario Kart games like Super Mario Kart, the Mario Kart that started it all, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart Wii Use one, which is Mario Kart 8, of course, and then obviously Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Some people might say Mario Kart Tour might be a mainline Mario Kart game, especially because of all the city tracks that was in that Mario Kart game came over to the Nintendo Switch and the Booster Course Pass, along with a few characters. Well, mostly just one new character, actually. Yeah, one new character, which was Peach-ette. But we did have some returnings like Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Petey Piranha as well. Even the Wiggler made a return. And the Wiggler was in the same game as Honey Queen, which means Honey Queen could possibly make a return. I feel like everybody out of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's roster, even after the Booster Course Pass, might make a return into the next Mario Kart game. But we'll talk more about that in the next, or in a future video. More so the next video soon. So definitely got a lot to say, or a lot to talk about during that. But this guy right here, though, I'm pretty sure he was in a arcade Mario Kart game, and it would be really amazing to actually see him come back. It's kind of one thing I was talking about. But the game overall, where you got like all these different
Tea shop, 12 wonderful
you
stores.
got like all of these different like things you can do in terms of the stores, and you can always go back to it. You can upgrade it. Things like that was really awesome. One thing I really was shocked about is this Pokemon ZA, because like the Lumos city, like making a return, like this city right here making a return is awesome. Like, look at how big it is too. Like, you have lots of areas to explore. What mostly shocked me about this is the nighttime though. How you'll have characters and that you have to go across or come across and actually fight, but also different things that you will have to go ahead and actually end up doing as well, like solving puzzles, of course, probably puzzle like Pokemon puzzles and quests and stuff like that, but you also obviously be able to capture new Pokemon and use those in your battles too, which is really amazing. But I definitely have my shocks in this whole entire thing. Like, there was some of these games, like this game here, like this battle game, which is interesting. This game here, which is interesting, where it looks like they're building a whole entire village there. It's just interesting, actually. Then this golf game, Everybody Golf Hot Shots, is interesting. It looks like you're using the same characters from the Nintendo Switch Sports, which is actually shockingly interesting. But this would technically be like the third golf game on the original Nintendo Switch, because we have Mario Golf and then the golf that is in Nintendo Switch Sports. But you also get other small little golf games on the Switch too, so I guess it's not, or on the Switch as well, which is also not really much of an issue. However, there has definitely been a lot of different things here that shocked me today in here. Not going to lie. Like remasters, it's just like new games that are just coming in like into the series of certain games and stuff, like Metroid Prime 4, which we have been waiting for that for a really long time. So the fact that it's finally here is interesting. But like I said, I thought it was gonna come like around here, which is a lot more interesting. However, this app right here, where is you could get direct news from Nintendo using this app, is amazing. That's awesome. Just alone on its own, and it was just so great. Like, it was just like wow, just like amazing. Anyway, guys, that is gonna be the end of today's live stream / video. I just wanted to go over a few things and stuff like that, kind of talk about things. Like, I'm definitely more like, I have the things that are more shocked about, and like more stuff that I can't wait to come out. This is one of those games right here. However, Metroid Prime 4 is another one of those games that I'm shocked to come out. This right here, of course. Obviously, this Pokemon A and Z game, I can't wait until that comes out. There's just like a couple other games that are through here that I can't wait to come out. Especially this virtual cartridge.
Dedicated management screen. Games.
This was really interesting too, because like, it was just like, wow, shocking.
When purchasing the digital version of the game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title.
Now that right there is interesting, because let's say you have to re-download some things or whatever, of course, or something. Like, you can always go back to the game, but at this point, it's cutting you out from playing that game when you have an original cartridge or a cartridge already in the Switch, which is interesting. But the fact that there's like a new tab here, like the shape of the cartridge that you see in the corner up here, is like, wow, that's interesting, because now every game that can be purchased as a cartridge, or that has a cartridge originally, will have a cartridge like virtually on here, which is awesome.
Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen.
As you can see here.
Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system. If you have...
Now, this part shocked me the most, especially when they announced it happening on the Switch 2 as well. Like, at that point, you just transfer your Nintendo Switch account that's on your original Switch already over to the Nintendo Switch 2, log in, do your stuff there, and just transfer every cartridge from the original Switch over to the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, that is amazing. That is awesome. That's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
2 Nintendo Switch systems. You can eject a virtual game card from one, and virtual game cards to your Nintendo account. Family coordination with your second system is required. You can eject a virtual game card from one, and load it onto the second. Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want.
Which is awesome. Like, I'm not even joking. You have 2 systems with, let's say, 2 or 3 different Switch accounts on it. Let's say one Switch has your main accounts on it, while the other one has, like, backup accounts, or not just backup accounts, but, like, other accounts that you could play on, or just that you have, so you can be able to run the other console or something, or just, like, extra or things, but that one is more separately housed, while the other one is for, or, like, one is mostly for on the go. As you can see here, you could play that game, like, anywhere, which is amazing.
Just as if you had inserted a physical game card. With virtual game cards, you can freely load and arrange which games you play on up to 2.
Which, this is interesting, because let's say you want the like, if you have Animal Crossing on one console virtually, and you have the like the actual cartridge, you put it in the other Switch, will you have 2 new islands? Like, that's the actual question I have, because I know when you're on one console, of course you have the same island, but if you have, like, you know, if you are able to have, like, 2 things, but let's say your main account switched over to the second Switch, will you still have the same island, or will it be a whole new island, you know?
Systems.
And that's mostly for just, like, Animal Crossing Horizons. Not only that, but with, like, certain games, you might have, like, a whole new, like, thing to go through, you
know? Local communication with...
And this right here is actually interesting, because it literally says, like, open menu, you know, select that icon, select the same user, stuff like that. Link a Nintendo Switch to the second one, which is really interesting and stuff like that. Which, that right there, that feature right there, I really can't wait for it, because that's going to be amazing, actually, to go ahead and do, especially with the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out and around the corner. Like, that's amazing. Well, guys, it's time for me to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this live video. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of stuff, like, basically this whole entire Nintendo Direct is just amazing. Of course, it kind of, like, some of my predictions kind of came true, but not really, in a way, which is really interesting. But this virtual one right here, cartridge thing, definitely shocked me the most out of it, because I was not expecting that. But I was just expecting, like, a good handful of games, or maybe some, like, updates to certain games we already have out, stuff like that, like maybe like a few add-ons, and just, like, things like that. But a whole virtual, like, cartridge from, like, games that has cartridges out in the world already, you'll have a virtual cartridge of it. However, if it does not have a cartridge, or if it's just like a DLC, it's not gonna have a virtual cartridge, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm 100% sure. Mostly with DLCs, of course. But yeah, that is amazing. Not going to lie to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I always say, stay safe, stay happy, always keep a positive vibe, spread love and kindness wherever you guys go. As I will do the same, as I always do the same. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support. If you're new to the channel and you made it this far, matter of fact, if you also are old and you made it this far, comment down below. Let's try to make it interesting. Comment down below best direct, and we'll see if you actually watched it all the way through. Because if you didn't, you obviously would not put that in the chat. Alright, comment section down below. I'm joking. But for real, if you watched it all the way through and you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you are old and returning, thank you so much for coming right back, as there are going to be more videos and more live streams such as this one and stuff like that, or such as this one, or even my prediction, like last minute predictions before I had to go and before I was busy just about majority of the day. More videos and stuff like that will be coming soon. Also, certain games like the Luigi Mansion series will finish that. Nickelodeon All-Star Balls 1 and 2 will play those games with you guys, along with Multiverse, which I have slowly been playing and getting into it slowly. And I got like a good 5-6 characters on there, so I think it's a valid way to start. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Rocket League, it did just get a new update. Minecraft, Donkey Kong Country returns HD when I get the full copy. Nintendo Switch Sports, Super Mario Wonder, and just a whole bunch more, just to name a few. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart 9 when it comes out on Nintendo Switch 2, and just a couple other things. You know, we got a lot of stuff to talk about when that comes out. Just like a lot of things. But until then, we're definitely going to make some predictions on what is going to be coming or shown in the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Not only that, but we'll show more information on games, stuff like that will be coming on to the Nintendo Switch 2. Will it be showing its release date, stuff like that, and stuff like, and just like a whole bunch more. I hope you guys enjoyed, and this was probably one of the best things I've actually reacted to, because it was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth me waiting throughout the whole entire day, just about, because I was mostly busy, but so I didn't really have a choice. But it was just really amazing to go ahead and do this with you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below as well. What do you want to see in the future? And this was just amazing because it was just like, wow, there's like so much things in here, and I could just talk about a lot of it. But mostly this right here with the whole entire like virtual cartridge is just so shocking to me, because it's just like, wow, like the whole entire thing is just like amazing. Well, guys, it's been good, but I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.